If it's not for you, it's not for you, but we're not saying it's not for you. We're just saying this is for people who are going to enjoy silliness and have some fun with the movie. If you're going in to criticize it, tear it apart, and make fun of it, we're not for you.
Serial Rabbit 7 was a fun movie to both watch and make, but no film is perfect. And it's important for every filmmaker to revisit their old projects and see what they do differently. It's how you learn and grow, and Brett and Joey are no different. Today, they're sitting down to watch Serial Rabbit 7 and discuss what they would have done differently, how they could have fixed it, and what they'll do next time.
And if you see me between the hours of 9 to 5, I'm a dead man walking, barely alive.
One of the comments you'll see quite often on our films, sometimes they're professional reviews, sometimes they're in the comments section, is about how many times the jokes land. Oh, they only landed about 50% of the time, or some of the jokes landed, but not all of them. Well, yeah, it's because we have a variety of jokes. Some people don't like British humor. Some people do. If you have in a film a combination of British humor, slapstick, very witty stuff, and you just have this combination, not everybody's going to find all of that stuff funny. They're going to find some of it funny, some of it not. That just goes to show that people think that their opinion is fact. And that's, I think, not just movies, but in the world in general today, is nobody thinks their opinion is just their opinion. You might say that this goes all the way back to the PC and Mac debate. What's better, PC or Mac? You get the same thing with cameras. Oh, this camera is better than that camera. Oh, you got to have it this way. Oh, this lens, you got to use this type of lens for this. You got to use that type of lens for that. Well, they're opinions. For the type of film I do, one camera is great. Whereas like an Arri is not going to work on my films. It's too technical. It's not run and gun enough. But a camera like the Z-Cam is great. But if there are people that are shooting on a Hollywood film where they've got all that time and everything, yeah, then an Arri is going to be better than a Z-Cam. People have it in their mind that their opinion is the gold standard and the only thing that matters and is pure fact. And that covers over into the movies, because if you look at our films and you see 5 stars and 1 stars, almost equally split. And this isn't just like we can say, oh, well, there's those 5 stars are just the actors and the cast and crew. Well, no, when you look at a film like Lady Lawman that has hundreds of reviews, and then you look at all of our other films and there's 10, 15 reviews. Yeah, I'll give you credit. Maybe 5 of those are actors. But only like 4 or 5 actors even ever do anything, ever make comments on our review sections. So when you have that broad of a segment of the reviews and it's evenly split, then there are people that love the films and there are people that hate the films. And those people that love the films love them for what they are and love them and think that they're good. I can't do anything for the people that just think that they're bad. It's like when my father, we were talking about movies one time and he talked about the original Iron Man. Oh, Iron Man, that's some garbage crap comic book movie. It's like, that doesn't make the movie a bad movie. It's just not your type of movie. So if you're not a comic book fan and you don't like these type of movies, why are you going on Amazon or Netflix and ripping it apart? It's not your type of movie. Go rate the movies that you're interested in, not the ones that you're not interested in. If you don't like comic book movies, why are you telling people whether it's a good movie or not? And that's the way I look at. That's why I'm starting to look at our films now. Is you look at a Serial Rabbit and people love them. If you're not interested in the slapstick horror comedy, then don't watch the movie. I'm not pulling a Brie Larson that says, hey, this movie's not made for you. We wish that you would love the movies. We're making them for everybody. We hope everybody enjoys them. But we also understand that we're not going to be able to satisfy everybody. This is for people who are going to enjoy silliness and have some fun with the movie. If you're going in to criticize it, tear it apart, and make fun of it, we're not for you.
Have fun. It's a Serial Rabbit movie. It's supposed to be fun.
Can't you just enjoy something?
That's it, and that's it.
It's a joke, It's
joke.
No, and that you hit the nail right on the head there is nobody enjoys movies anymore. Nobody just wants to sit back and have a good time. They have to analyze it, they have to break it down, they have to rip it apart, and they have to critique every little bit of it. Nobody wants to just enjoy a movie anymore. It's sad.
I mean, they always complain about acting. They always complain about the details in a scene. There's always something stupid, and you always have to remind them, this is not a $500 million film. It's just not going to be that. So stop requiring these details from something that is not. Like that stupid bridle. It wasn't a specific period version of the bridle for the film. I'm like, that's just stupid. And those are the kind of people you just go like, whatever, and you move on to the people who care.
As we go through this, we're just gonna see, we're gonna critique it. Makes any moments we would do differently.
Yeah.
Maybe cover the light, push
Yeah,
the light
say
back
that
a
light
little bit
back
back.
there. You could probably take it off with the.
I mean, yeah, I could put go into After Effects and just cover it up in post. But I only notice it because I notice it. I don't think it's that big of a thing.
No.
The opening scene, I don't think there's much I would change. What about you? I mean, it's I think we did incredibly well on this.
Yeah, no, it looks really cool. It looks like the end of some movie.
Oh, my copy of Moby Dick. That caught most of it. My stopwatch.
Her delivery was.
She plays it perfectly.
Yeah.
I mean, she's completely believable. Completely, she played it straight, and that was perfect. I think on the chainsaw, the only thing I would do, I mean, I think it's funny that it's just that little battery operated toy, but I think in hindsight, maybe I should have spray painted over the Action Max.
Oh, just because of the brand?
Yeah. Well, not because of the brand name, but just it screams. Okay, now we know it's a toy. It doesn't bother me.
But just match action. That
Yeah.
could still be a chainsaw.
Yeah, and I guess that's it. It's just because I know it. It's in my head, but I don't mind it. I mean, I personally don't care.
No.
But I'm thinking about the nitpickers that are
Okay.
going to say some shit about it, and that's probably the only reason that I think about that.
Well, see, I think some people didn't even know, and they thought that was just like a small little shrub trimming chainsaw thing, because they're out there now.
Yeah.
That movement is awesome.
Yeah.
Because you can get it next to your actor, and if you actually hit her with it, it's not
It's not going to do anything.
horrible. Yeah.
What?
I didn't see the little blood jug right there on the left.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice
You'll see that on a lot of stuff, a lot of little things that get left on camera. But yeah, the little blood jug is over there. We used our shotgun for this, and we do have microphones, but I didn't mic them up because I knew they'd be up and down, and I didn't want to ruin the mics because
ruffling.
every time, because the cable gets bent, the antennas get bent, every time they're moving around like that. So I wanted to keep it simple, so I just boomed this entire thing. Well, here's the thing. If you go in, you get a unidirectional boom mic. Right now, we've got a brand new mic that we're testing out here for our
time.
shotgun. Our Rode NTG1 is a unidirectional mic. However, when you're in a room, when you're indoors, our sound is bouncing off of the walls and it's coming back. So the unidirectional is removing sound from the sides, but because we're reverbing, it's still going in there and getting some reverb, and it's lowering the quality of the sound. So booms are great for outdoors because the voices just continue to carry. Or a sound-treated room, a room that has the padding on the walls that it's not going to bounce around. But here, it does reverb a lot. So what we have up here is a dynamic condenser microphone, a pencil dynamic condenser. And it has a super cardioid pickup pattern. Or you want to go with a hypercardioid pickup pattern. And it has just this sort of a bubble in the front and a little bit in the back and then the sides. And it's more designed for inside so that as it's bouncing, it's not delayed and it doesn't have that echo and that reverb. Supposedly. We'll find out how it sounds.
How it does at the end, yeah.
So that's what we have to do when we're indoors. That's why I got these. So when we're indoors and booming, we use these. When we're outdoors and we're booming, we use the Rode. Again, I could do something about the telephones in the background, but again, it was a measurement of, it's Serial Rabbit. Do we care? The little lights in the background or something like that. It is sort of a, what do we do? Does it matter?
Yeah.
On our future films, as we upgrade, as we start putting more and more time into this on set, I will look at a frame from now on and look and see, oh, there's a lock in the background. Oh, there's this in the background. And I will analyze and look at everything from here on out. I would have the brothers aiming at the rabbit. Because when I got into post, I started worrying, are they on the rabbit side?
Oh,
gotcha. Are they part of the posse with the rabbit? And I needed to distinguish somehow that the two brothers were against the rabbit. And if they would have pointed or aimed at the rabbit, that would have been able to set it up.
Sure.
I would have done a little bit of practical dust. We had the leaf blower. We should have blown some dust. And that's the thing, is when you're outdoors, you're gonna be closed. Your iris is gonna be closed, so your depth of field is gonna be deeper.
Yeah.
And that's just the So I guess I could have put ND filters on, and then opened up the lens more, opened up the iris, so that we could have gotten a more shallow depth of field. But that's taking the time on set to think about that stuff. And when you're doing a movie like we do, you don't have that time.
Not for this one, no.
Every time we shoot, we've got to start watching the takes rather than just moving on. We've got to take that extra 10, 15 minutes to watch all the takes. I'd get a different whiskey bottle.
Oh, yeah?
Well, I mean, it's obviously a modern day whiskey bottle.
I gotcha.
That was actually 2 different takes.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Because you
didn't get her as great.
Yeah, you didn't hit her chest in the first one. So I actually, but the second one was perfect, but she was already hit with blood, so I did the double shot in there. This scene didn't work.
No?
No. I think the negatives are that I'm comparing it to the second to last worst day when we did it.
Oh, okay.
And that was just, you're just never going to top that one. This is another one I should have taken more time on shooting it differently. Again, it was about mood. In my head, it was a dark, dingy, smoky little warehouse. But, because when we shot it, the time of day and everything, just had to do what we had. I think this would have been better if it was a dark, poorly lit warehouse. A lot of key lighting, And then the text, I should have made it dark text on that background.
Yeah.
To make it stand out.
Stick a flag in his ass and salute him as you throw him in the river.
Got to pass it off to Jake and Matt Hasso on this one. I stole that line from a movie called Ballerina that we did.
Stick a flag in his ass.
With respect.
Yeah, okay. I'll stick a flag in his ass and salute as he falls to the river.
I like it. Do that.
And that they had come up with that on set of Ballerina, so I stole it and put it in this one. I think you wind up being everybody's favorite influencer.
Because that's what a lot of people, all they do is complain and say everything is lame.
Which is totally lame.
Yeah, hiding the mic and getting good sound is just
insanely
impossible.
I don't know if we need to start taping it onto people's chests or something.
Yeah, I mean that's what we have to start doing. We have to start explaining to people that, look, we're going to be invasive on this because it's it's
sound good and look best.
Yeah, it's got to look good. We can't we got to make sure we can't see the mic and we're getting good sound, which means we're gonna have to get in there. We're gonna we're not doing this. We're not
medical tape and throw it right up there.
We're not doing this for for pleasure or anything like that. But we've got to get these mics hidden. And to get good sound, and what we're doing just isn't working.
You already talked about this one on the.
Yeah, we've talked about the location. It just doesn't work. You know, and it's a big disappointment. No, no extras. This was, I mean, in a previous episode, we just talked about how this is nothing like what it was written to be, and we just had to make compromises and just get it shot and get it done. But it doesn't work. I mean, Kerosene Drifters did a great job. I love their performance.
Yeah, especially like when he goes, the scene that's coming up when he says what he says.
Yeah, it's just when you know what's in my head, what it could have been, and putting it side by side, it just doesn't compare.
So far, the latest Serial Rabbit movie is just nonsensical. It has everything you'd expect from a modern film today, forcing a message down your throat instead of just writing.
I don't think he liked the movie. I haven't heard from him.
That's what I was gonna say.
I haven't heard from him for months, so I don't think he liked it.
Like, oopsie, not even his part.
I see you in the corner.
Was that? I thought I saw a shirt.
Yep, there.
Dang it, I wasn't off screen enough.
That's so sexy. Do it again.
See, that's the thing about what we're doing and what other people do. You know, like we're nitpicking. We're sitting here pointing at, oh, look at that. Oh, look at this. Oh, you see the mic. But you know what? I'm still enjoying the movie.
Yeah.
It's still, you can still watch the movie and enjoy it. You know, the vomit. Bleh. Oh, it's so cheesy, it's so campy. It did. The reason it's digital like that is because it didn't work. The spray didn't work very well. But it still it still gives a good effect because she's getting hit with it, so it's got that reality to it. You know, it's cheesy, it's campy. We can make, but we're still having a good time. We're still able to watch it and just laugh and enjoy it. The nitpicks, okay, I saw this person in the background. Oh, I see the microphone. Oh, this. So what? Enjoy the movie, for crying out loud. I mean, when you look at the original footage and how well we color graded this to look like it happened at the same time, that's not bad. I mean, because it's so orange in the original one, you know, because the sun is going down. This is like 3 or 4 hours difference. And how we match that color grading to look as good as it did. I mean, we did a good job.
You did a good job. You cut that so well, it looked like Roland knew his lines.
Only thing about this one is we should have really f***ed up Kiki. Made him all bloody and gored and just splattered. I'd choreograph the fight better.
Yeah.
And more exciting. But again, this was one of those days we had like 9 things to shoot.
It was a long ass day.
It was just like get it done. You know, and the only thing I think we do differently is that, the choreography might be a little bit more elaborate. You know, we'd be able to look and see. Okay, I mean, the head explode, the blood splatter on that. I mean, that's all motion. That's motion tracked.
Yeah,
I mean, that's all done in digital. There's, there was nothing that was practical on that shot.
What do you think? The Colombians?
I should have just realized that Jake's punches just weren't working.
No,
the boxing stuff
he
looked
was
silly.
Punching like
yeah, he's punching him like this. Yeah. You know, and I should have just said, no, Jake, what are you doing? And if that's what he was going to do, then I should have just said, okay, we're going to do something else. And the head splat is just, I mean, that is right out of the 1980s horror B-movie. It looks great. It's hilarious. I mean, it's fantastic. I make you and Nikki stick to the lines better because you guys kept on saying he, him, instead of in the script, it was supposed to be Serial Rabbit. You were supposed to say Serial Rabbit every time you were referring to him because he says you mentioned his name an unnatural amount of times.
Oh.
So you weren't supposed to be saying he, it, whatnot. You were supposed to be saying the Serial Rabbit did this, the Serial Rabbit did that. Because now when he says,
you said his name like an unnatural amount of times.
Because you only said it once, it doesn't make any sense that he said that.
You know the Serial Rabbit, yeah.
I'd go gimbal on this instead of the freehand, but I don't know why we didn't use the gimbal. I know it was late. I don't know whether it was just timing or we were having an issue because we didn't even try it. But it might have just been that, because this was the first day. This is like one of the first days. And we were having so much trouble with that gimbal. It's funny, it's cute. It's everybody did a great job, but it just falls short. It's just not. It just doesn't do it for me. I had two. It was so much funnier and so much better, so much scarier, so much better in my head. And then when we couldn't get a location, we had to do it at my place. Mm-hmm. We just had a few of these guys.
Yeah, it's like we don't have people, no girls.
Yeah. For me now, it's hard to watch because it's just so disappointing. Because this was like the reason I did. This whole thing was why I put the were-cow in it, was to have this battle between the rabbit and the cow, and this is what we had to do. And it's just because no location. Major thing was just no location. And when you're reduced to just shoot it in your house, it sucks the life right out of you. It's just like I just don't have the energy to give a damn. Much as I bitch and moan, it falls down to me because once we didn't have a location, we had to shoot here, I stopped caring. So it falls on me in that end of that, but at the same time, I'm not trying to put the blame on other people. I could have put more time, effort into this, turned off the lights, lit it better, but I was just so frustrated at not getting any help, with the location.
We thought we could control it. We thought we could.
But in the end, it falls on me because I just stopped caring.
Make beauty supplies.
So this is all my fault. I'm never falling down that path again.
Don't settle.
I'm never settling again. You'll see on my next picture what we can do.
Oh yeah.
And what we're going to do and what we're capable of doing. And I guess that can come down to this scene and me having given up and me having just saying to hell with it. And because I did that, it's going to make me grow exponentially as a filmmaker by saying, never again, not anymore. I'm not going to let other people not coming through on things be the reason. If other people let me down, then I'm just going to have to do what I always say you're supposed to do and pick up the slack, shut up, pick up the slack on your own, get out there and do it yourself.
What do we do? What do we do? What do we do?
We die. And if I had turned off all the practicals, and if we'd have just gone with our studio lighting, it would have lit. It would have looked so much better. But instead, I tried to cover it with color correcting and grading. And this is a tough one because there are some shots where you can see the sword's rubber because but at the same time, I couldn't give Sergio a real sword. We see what happens in the blooper.
Yeah.
He hits himself in the head with the damn thing.
Oh, shit.
If I'd have given him a real sword, he'd have cut his skull open.
Yep.
I love that Sergio's back. He's just there. So no explanation. No.
You're like, did he just get shot up a minute ago?
This smells asparagus.
Him improvising that line. What the hell was that? He stepped on his line. I couldn't cut it out. And we had one shot. We had one take at that.
Yeah.
And because he just threw that line in there, we couldn't do it again. We were stuck with it, and we couldn't cut it out. So we're stuck with it. It can take more time to cover up the faces better.
Yeah.
But there's nothing you can do with Eldon. I mean, he's no way you can hide him being in it over and over again. But Christian, we could have put a mask on him or something. But again, the whole thing was done 30 minutes. Whole thing we had like 30 minutes to do because it was 1 a.m. or something like that. We just get it done.
Late, yeah.
Let's get this done.
This whole scene makes it like, dude, I want to see the rest of this.
Yeah.
This whole scene is like cool.
I want to see this heist movie now. I want to see them go after. I want to see these idiots try to rob a casino. Maybe there's one or two scenes here or there that were a little underexposed, a little overexposed. But in general, I just don't see what people are complaining about. It's kind of one of those things that I wish we'd have done differently, but I don't know what we could have done differently, just because of the. I think there's just too much happening at once.
Yeah.
It's so mashed together. It's hard to keep track of who's saying what's going on. But okay, I mean, lenses, we upgrade to cinema lenses. Be tougher on the actors. Just watch our audio. And, the writing, I think, is fine. The jokes not every joke is going to land because people are going to have different opinions of what's funny and what's not. So we're just going to throw funny stuff in there. Some people are going to laugh sometimes, some's not. And aside from those two scenes that I bitch and moan about.
Yeah.
It all came down to location. And the lighting. If we'd have lit those two scenes, or the were-cow versus rabbit scene the way we lit the rest of the movie, I probably wouldn't be as angry and disappointed about it. But I just don't know. I don't know what's wrong with it. I don't know why people don't like our stuff and why they're not. Why they're just hammering us and. I think this looks a hell of a lot better than a $10,000 movie.
Mm-hmm. Like you said, be aware of what's in frame. Take some of the the blood thing or the other thing out.
Yeah, and it's just slowing down a little bit, and then that's it. So I think it's great, and I sitting here watching the movie strictly to nitpick.
We didn't, like you said, we didn't get a shit ton of them.
We didn't get a lot of it. I don't know. I'm really at a loss as to why people wouldn't just love and adore this movie.